What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with Belle Collective Season 7, Episode 6, Dearly Belle-loved. First of all, before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell button, and update yourself. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated. Okay? Let me say this. When I saw the clip last week, I already knew where we was going this week. Letitia, you ain't shit. Okay? I'm gonna tell y'all why that hoe ain't shit. And that's why, you know what? I'm not gonna conflate any issues. But I will say this. You ain't shit. Okay. Baby, so now that we got that out of the way, let's just go ahead and jump right on in because this was a mess. It was actually good though. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. This episode was good, but I was like, oh, this what we doing? Fine. So the episode started with Latrice and Selena. They're catching up. Well, kind of packing up some boxes for families that are in need, just based on the economy that we're in. There were a lot of companies, and shout out to everybody that were actually giving away, was donating food to families, because the of course y'all know food is out the wazoo right now, like eggs, everything is just a lot. So yeah, so we find out that Letitia is gonna come and help donate. So Latrice is telling Selena about the sit down she had with Letitia, and Letitia finally arrived, and you could tell in their interactions that Latrice still wasn't comfortable, but she couldn't even look Letitia in her eye. And I think it was like, we are right, we surface level, but I really still don't fool with you like that. That's kind of what I got, because when I'm done with you, I really don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't have nothing to say, and I wish you well, but we don't ever have to talk, and I just leave it like that. But that's just me. So anyway, Tambra, in her confessional, production asked her about her dad. Tambra said that her dad is doing much better, and I was like, okay, what else we got going on, Tam? But okay, she came, she passed out food, she did the doggone thing, and we are moving it along. So Marie decided to arrive after the event was over. And so all the ladies got together in a circle and was, chatting. Marie was like, oh, Letitia, you're here at Taste. And so Letitia and Latrice was explaining to the ladies that how their sit down went, and how they're wanting to put all the BS on the side, and they want all of the Bells to come together so they can have a conversation, because it's bigger than the Bells. And at the end of the day, Letitia, as in season 1, you have always been trying to keep these girls together by any means necessary so you can recoup a check. Let's be all the way clear. I realize I don't have to curse your thick neck ass out. I don't. But that's what it was about for you. It was about the check. Because basically, you're about the only one who need the check. Okay? But that's just my personal opinion. I'm just saying that, all in all, Letitia is very grimy. Anyway, so Marie said she had a conversation about Carrie, and that Carrie needs to mind her business. Again, I like the banter between Marie and Carrie, but at the same time, I also feel like y'all low-key don't like Carrie, because the way it's y'all disposition when y'all see her and how y'all act, it's like, yeah, no, I like Carrie. Okay, like, I'm just saying. So I think I overspoke. But anyway, sorry about that. Letitia tells the ladies that her and Latrice are putting together an event, and that we would like everybody to wear all black. They said we'll send the deeds later. So everybody was like, all black, everybody had something to say in their confessional. I was like, okay, because I think they said it was like a burial. And I was like, girl, okay. So all of the ladies leave for the exception of Letitia because she waiting on Glendale crusted, dusty, musty, funky, raggedy ass. Okay? I couldn't think of no more adjectives. Period. Shout out to the adjectives, okay? Because the adjectives describe. That's what I learned in school. So anyway, Glendale is finally reunited with his daddy. The ladies just let them two have their powwow while they go into the next room. So Glendale is wanted Cliff to be vocal about the whole Amanda situation when everything happened that night. And Cliff said to him, when you blamed me and my wife, that hurt my feelings. So Cliff said when Glendale placed responsibility on his own doorstep, Cliff said when Glendale placed responsibility on their doorstep, he said that it took a lot out of him. I'm really paraphrasing because that's not what Cliff said exactly. But Glendale, for me, I feel like Glendale need to grow the up. Like, this entire episode, you blame everybody but you. You never take accountability because it was you that went through that lady's DMs. I'm not going to upset myself. I said that. It was you that went through that sent Amanda DMs and all of that. Even if she sent it to you, you communicated knowing you had a wife. Okay? Glendale pisses me off. And he managed to do that so well every episode. Every episode. Okay? With his raggedy ass. Anyway, Letitia asked Latrice, what does she think about the meeting that they're getting ready to have with the collective? Latrice said trust needs to be built, and Letitia said, trust needs to be built, and Letitia wants her and Latrice to be on the same page at this meeting. And in that moment, I was like, you hoes finna try to get rid of Tambra. And I thought that last episode, but I said, you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing. But that's what I felt coming anyway. I was like, Letitia had the damn audacity. And that's what pissed me off even more so. Because, let's be clear, if it wasn't for your nigga embarrassing you, you wouldn't have shit or shake. Okay? So don't come on here talking about Tambra ain't bringing nothing. I know Tambra ain't bringing nothing. We know Tambra ain't bringing nothing. My subscribers know Tambra ain't bringing nothing. But bitch, you got some nerve with your thick neck ass. And I told y'all, them two, her and her husband, pisses me the entire fuck off. Okay? Calm down. All right. That was my emotional outburst. Okay? If you have any comments, concerns, emotional outbursts, please drop it down in my comments and let me know what you think. But let's move it along. Okay? So anyway, back over in the next room, Cliff is still, they're still having a conversation, Cliff and Glendale, about, now they're talking about the altercation that happened at Selena's birthday party. So Cliff says to Glendale, my wife said you got in her face. Glendale said, well, I was just protecting my wife. He said all of those people basically surrounded her and I was just making sure she was good. Glendale said, listen, I didn't get in Latrice's face. So Cliff said, I like Glendale, but he has to take accountability. And if he don't, Glendale won't have any more friends. Like, Glendale has a heart, and this is my whole thing. Cliff, if you're having an expectation for Glendale to take accountability, you're setting yourself up for failure because he won't even take accountability with his own wife to make his household right. Like, everything has to be about Glendale. Glendale need his ass whooped. When I tell y'all, I can't fucking stand Glendale's raggedy ass. Baby, when I tell y'all, I cannot stand that raggedy ass nigga. Okay? I really need y'all to know that. And I gotta give me some new glasses, y'all. This don't make no sense. Okay? Because my prescription has gone out. Fuck Glendale. Okay? Shout out to my cousin. Okay? She would be so proud of me. Shout out to you, Courtney. Okay? Okay, no more Barbie crash outs. Okay? Anyway, so Glendale is telling Cliff how he showed up at Letitia's photo shoot and her manager came at him. Glendale, I'm gonna tell you what my mama said. Y'all know, if you've been on my channel for a little bit, y'all know my mama has gone on to be with the Lord. Okay, y'all know my mama has always been crass. So this ain't no different. Okay? What my mama would say, you got life and bullshit fucked up. Okay? Because, sir, you did not let Cliff know how you came in on some energy. And you came in trying to bolo this whole situation. You knew what you were doing. And you knew what you were setting the tone for. Okay? So once again, you don't take accountability, but you're coming in blaming everybody else except for Glendale. Like, oh my God, I ain't do nothing. Okay? Anyway, we get to the next scene, which is Marie and her bonus daughter, Amber, which is Cedric's daughter. Okay? Amber has been in Marie's life since she was a child. Her and Marie have this conversation. Amber asks what's going on between her and Mr. Cedric. And Marie said, your father? And Amber said, not my father. And I was like, girl, wait. What is that? What is that? Like, you don't like your daddy? Okay, because that's what it's given. It's given, I can't stand his raggedy bum ass. Okay, she didn't say that. That's just my interpretation. So anyway, Amber said to Marie that her and Cedric need to be separate. They no longer need to be together. They need to not make it work. And I 100% agree. Even though Cedric is probably my favorite. I'm sorry. I like Cedric, okay? But he ain't shit. Let's be all the way clear. Let's just go ahead and throw that out there. The nigga ain't shit. Anyway, so Marie said, what did Marie say, baby? Oh, so Marie was like, listen, I go back to Cedric because it's familiar. Okay? And Marie, this is just me. This is just coming from a viewer and another woman. Ma'am, now that you know, now that you have the awareness as to why you will go back, it will behoove you to never go back and stand on that shit. Cedric ain't that, I'm sorry, and it ain't probably that great. Friend, I'm just saying, like, yeah, no. Okay, no. So yeah, you know, just, So Marie tells Amber that she's on a dating app. And Amber was like, listen, the men, she said, listen, the men in the dating pool is like, what do I say? I don't say piss in the dating pool. I say formaldehyde. There is definitely formaldehyde in the dating pool. I hope I'm saying that word right. So anyway, so I'm just looking like it's not, you know, not as shout out to Shayna _MCD, because as she would say, the bar is in hell. Okay? That's what we're dealing with. Anyway, Amber still have, I just feel like Amber still have Similac on her breath, because I was like, how old is Amber? 15? Okay? Girl. So then we get to the scene with Letitia and Glendale. Okay? Now all of a sudden, he won't come in dressing totally different, acting like he just came from Wednesday night revival. Glendale, go to hell. Okay? Cause the last time we saw you, you was looking like a raggedy ass, burnt, crispy ass YN. Okay? You pissed us off. So anyway, I really am trying, y'all. I'm trying really hard, but it's difficult. So anyway, Glendale said that Letitia needs to control her people and that she needs to fire first immediately. And Letitia said, listen, this is why we have to leave things separate. And she said first is taking a leave of absence. And I was like, girl, bye. Okay? Because your nigga was wrong. And here you go, not putting full responsibility on him. Because you still want to stroke his raggedy ass ego. Like, that I don't understand. He was all the way wrong because he should not have came. I was on Facebook minding my business like I always do. So somebody wrote a long post about how First was wrong and Glendale didn't do nothing wrong. The way I got in that comment and said, one thing you hoes gonna do is take off on Glendale, and I'm lying because I ain't say hoes. But what I said was, one thing y'all gonna do is take off on Glendale. He was all the way wrong. Okay? So she came back and she spoke her speech and said what she needed to say. I was like, ma'am, I hear you. But at the end of she was like, right is right and wrong is wrong. Okay, Glendale was wrong. And that's just that on that. Okay? Anyway, and I'm going to stand on the hill about that. Glendale was wrong. Yeah, he should not have engaged. But at the same time, you can't come in here throwing some tantrum like a child because you're not getting what you want at home. And that's all it's about. Your wife isn't putting you first. She's finally putting herself first, and you're jealous. So, what does he do? Destroy everything that she's trying to build. So, yeah, I can't with Glendale. So, Glendale goes on to say that he didn't initiate anything. And nobody had his back. He said to Letitia, she should have had his back and put Shantae and First in their place. Letitia tells Glendale, she didn't want to miss her opportunity. So in this moment, I felt like she was still trying to be nice. She was still like crying out or whatever. Listen, Glendale, I didn't want to miss my opportunity. And, you know, I'm trying to do some things I'm just trying to do some things on my own. What Glendale heard and what he interpreted was, so do you see where, this is what he said. Do you see where your mind is? He's mad because in that moment, Letitia was thinking about her and not him. And once again, he don't care about nothing she got going on as long as he's put on his high pedestal where he used to be. So as she's like crying out, you can visibly see him smiling like a badass child. Like he know he's doing something wrong, but I'ma still get my way anyway. And he was just smiling. So Letitia yells and says, you know, I'm so sorry. I don't put y'all ass first or something. She said, I'm so sorry. I want to elevate. I'm so sorry that I don't bow down to your ass no more. I'm so sorry for wanting what God has for me, etc., etc. Anyway, listen, Letitia may get on my nerves, but she told Glendale what she needed to tell Glendale, and we was just glad to hear it. But baby, we hope you stand on business, because we seen you in another video on Instagram with you and Glendale co-parenting, and he looked too close to you for you to co-parent. But okay, girl, we still hope that you have your team, you have your multiple businesses. We still hope that for you. We want that for you. Okay? You have to want that for you. But your nigga don't want that for you. Anyway, so then she goes on to say, the only thing I ask is that you be my husband. Glendale said in his confessional, he's so stunned to hear Letitia talk to him that way. She said he has never given him pushback in their whole marriage. She probably was just fussing here and there, but it wasn't nothing like this. So Letitia said Glendale is always trying to hurt her constantly. Letitia tells Glendale, you want to help me so you can control me and keep your hand under my thumb you want to keep your hand under my thumb that you've always had me under. Letitia said, I'm done being what Glendale needs me to be. And she tells Glendale, listen, that little girl that you once knew, she no longer exists. And I don't ever want to see her again. So Glendale decided to say that he misses her dearly. And when I tell y'all the nigga is so disrespectful in the way he disregards his wife, and again, I know a lot of us may not really care for Letitia. I get it, but what he's doing is wrong, y'all. But we can't be no angrier than Letitia is. But while we're not angry, we still need to cuss Glendale the hell out. Okay? So anyway, Letitia said, you miss her because it was only beneficial to you. So Glendale said him and his wife are not on the same page. Hell, they're not even in the same book. And I was looking like that's because your raggedy ass always trying to check out new fucking books. Okay? You ain't even read the one you have. You don't. All you read was the what they call it, the chapter section, and maybe the prologue. And you only probably read the back of the damn book. Glendale, please leave. Glendale stresses me out. So anyway, Glendale said he needs to just focus on him because that person, the person he's looking for in Letitia, she is gone. So my question to Letitia, baby, I know you may not watch my review. And if you did watch my review, you probably would hate me and block me. Okay? And that is okay. That is quite all right. Just don't get my little channel strike. I'm trying to get monetized after doing all that cursing. My question to Letitia is, are you tired yet? Like at some point, you have to be tired. Because looking at them, honestly, y'all, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And I just couldn't play that. I just couldn't play that type of game with anybody. I'm sorry. So in the next scene, we get to Mike and Selena. And I just want to say, I love Selena. And I think Selena has body. And I think she's beautiful. And I think she's a nice lady. But her nigga got BDE if I ain't never seen it. That energy is big. But that's, neither here nor there. That is just my opinion. Anyway, the basis of this whole thing is Selena said Mike wants her to move into his home. And she says she doesn't want to because his ex was there and they have so many memories that they created. And now she wants them to have their forever home. And I hope she doesn't sell her home. I really hope she could give that to the girls and let the girls live in it and pay whatever they need to pay. Take over if there are any payments. And if it's not, that would be great for the girls. But I would never give away my home, especially if they decide to have a forever home, or she decides she wants to move in with Mike. So there's that on that. And so she said that their communication is better, but not where she would like it to be. Okay, that's all we got. So we get down to this raggedy ass, all black ass fume for the Bells. They finna piss me off. Let's just go stop there. I knew what this was about. Again, when I looked at the clip from last week's episode, what was to come, I was like, yeah, they trying to get rid of Tam Tam. Now, before Tam Tam need to go. Let's be clear, because Tambra ain't giving nothing. And I like Tambra, but let's just call the thing a thing. She ain't giving nothing. She not giving what needs to be gave. And so I get it. But it's also a way to do it. And they always trying to find this way where they sit around. They want to be nice, nasty. They conjure up something. Instead of just kind of going to Tambra and just asking her. Which is probably why Letitia wanted Latrice to be on the same page with her. Because Letitia is probably the one that wants Tambra to go so she can bring in fucking whack ass Shantae. And y'all know I can't stand her. I do not like her. Because she ready. That hoe is thirsty and she's salivating at the mouth. She won't be on this show bad. I'm just saying. Anything that is attached to Letitia, it gets me a little riled up. Anyway, so Kara came strolling in with her little dress, girl. I was like, okay, girl. All right. And Tambra was like, listen, I have to leave early because little Simone, little baby, I'll be forgetting the little girl name, got a recital. And so the kids go first. And so she want to be there for her baby. And again, Tambra, you could have opted out then. You still want to be on the show. You still want to get a check. And I do agree. It's not fair for Tambra to get a check and you're not giving anything. But we'll get there because I get what Tambra was saying too. So anyway, Letitia is reading, I guess, what we would call a eulogy, aka Chat GPT, okay? Because I know she conjured that from Copilot or Chat GPT, okay? Anyway, Tambra said, and when I tell you Tambra kept it a whole buck, I wasn't mad at her. She said when they started, it was a good time. But right now, they're in a hood. She said, and it's not a sisterhood. It's, she said that this is not a sisterhood. And she said, I'm just saying. Tambra says this isn't a safe space. And all the other ladies have said the same thing. She said Letitia, Marie, Latrice, and I want to say, yeah, those ladies have said the same thing. So Letitia asked her if she was willing to be transparent. And Tambra said yeah, I am transparent with Latrice and Selena because they have made me feel comfortable. Tambra said, in other words, it's a two-way street, baby. You can't ask me to be transparent. And look what y'all did to her. So Tambra was like, peace is my priority. And how Letitia run around here talking about she want to protect her peace, I would think that she would understand what I'm talking about, but she won't because of what she's done to Tambra, her and Marie. Them two had the audacity. They had the audacity to, in their confessional, kind of dismiss what Tambra was saying. So anyway, Letitia said if she have to show up through her hurt, what makes y'all any different? Bitch, because you need that check. Okay? Be so for real. That's the only reason you're showing up, because you need that check. And without that check, Marie said in her confessional, they keep having a rebirth, fresh start, renew, blah, blah, blah. And she said, it seems like Tambra want prestige. Marie says she's not interested in getting to know, Tambra's not interested in getting to know those ladies beyond surface level. Marie, the lady wants an apology. She wants accountability. She wants acknowledgement for what you and Letitia, and I want to say Latrice, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but what you and Letitia did to her. I don't even think y'all apologized as far as I'm concerned. So I still feel like what she's feeling is valid. She don't trust y'all. She don't trust y'all. Which brings me to the conversation that Latrice and Letitia had. And the first thing Latrice said, that this has to be a space of trust. Because it feels like Letitia wanted to get Tambra out. And I feel like Latrice defended Tambra and said there has to be a space of trust. Like, yeah. So, again, Letitia claims she sat in that confessional and lied. She lied, like literally. She had no soul. But what do you expect from her when her nigga is abusing her and treating her like shit? You can never tell me that Letitia is a girl's girl. That bitch ain't shit. You sat here, you brought this lady abuser on, and y'all tried to have a sit down with him. You never even apologize or acknowledge what the hell you did. So now Tambra is saying how she feel, and I feel like y'all being combative about the bullshit and try to kind of roundabout go about it instead of being honest. You can't be honest without accountability and acknowledgement. What y'all did to that lady was really fucked up. It was. We don't need to slice it or dice it. What y'all did was fucked up. Do we all agree that Tambra doesn't bring anything? Yeah, we all can agree about that. We can also agree that she needs to go. But Tambra has never opened up because she could never feel safe around you raggedy around you musty ass raggedy hoes. Okay? Sorry. Anyway, so Letitia said if Tambra wants support, she has to show. Oh no, I'm sorry. Letitia claims she feels bad about Tambra postpartum. No, you don't. But she said, I stand firm in my opinion. And I was like, wow. Because you want to bring, and it's all about bringing your friend on and trying to get ratings up and all of that. That's what it is. Because you telling Tambra to step up, that's you saying you're not doing your part. But we are. But we know somebody else who wants to come on and take your spot. And I feel like that's exactly what you were saying. So Letitia said if Tambra wants support, she has to show up. And she needs to tell them what's going on. Why? I wouldn't trust y'all with a piece of toilet paper. Like, again, I say this with my whole chest. Letitia, you ain't shit. I'm that lady make me sick, y'all. I tried really, really hard. So Latrice said it's crazy how they look at Tambra and say she doesn't bring anything. And Tambra is actually the true definition of a belle. And she has every right to be here. And I get what you're saying, Latrice, but I wish you would have said it in that moment instead of saying it in your confessional. It makes perfect sense to say it in that moment. So what's her name? Letitia was like, well, Selena, what you think? Selena was like, listen, she's saying that this isn't a safe space. And we need to make a safe space for Tambra. So Letitia asked Tambra if she want to be a part of the collective. So Carrie rings the bell. Because Carrie is my kind of carrying on. She said, let's just rip the band-aid off. Are y'all asking Tambra to step away or no? Okay? Because that's what the fuck it's giving. That's why I like Carrie. Okay? So Letitia then backpedaled and said she's not asking that of Tambra. Bitch, you just asked her that. Okay? You're asking her to step up. She was like, I'm just asking her to step up. No, you asked her if she wanted to be a part of the Bells. You're questioning. You're saying she's not stepping up. You said she hasn't stepped up since season 1. She hasn't given anything. So at this point, you feel like Tambra has reached her end. That's all I'm saying. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. So Carrie said this is why people are afraid to step up and say anything and be vulnerable, because it will be weaponized against them later. And when I tell y'all I was so here for Carrie, and it seems as though Tambra may not have liked Carrie based on, I know, Carrie can come off a little aggy sometimes. I get that. But she took up for that woman in that moment. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all, we about to wrap this up because I didn't think this video was going to be this long. So anyway, Tambra was like, I gotta go see, whatever the little baby is. I have to go see my baby. I will talk to y'all later. She said, I'll make it up to the Bells later. So yeah, I think this is probably where we'll understand once this next sit down whether she'll stay or go. So anyway, Marie said this was a vision coming. She tells Carrie this was something. I'm sorry, y'all. Basically, Marie said, if Tambra can't share being vulnerable, then step away because it's selfish. Marie, once again, I get what you're saying, but it doesn't happen. I feel like y'all want it to happen on Marie's terms and Letitia's terms. And until y'all can rebuild, and repair that relationship with her, and it gives y'all keep it surface level just as her. I'm going to stand on that hill. I don't think they apologized, acknowledged. I don't think they took accountability for what they did and how they made this woman feel. Like, that's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. The main two who run in their mouth, and the main one, you run your mouth so much, but you do so much. And again, I never trust a bitch that say all is fair and Belle Collective. And I need y'all to remember that. And I also need y'all to remember that Shantae is here for a reason. And I said that in episode 1 upon meeting Shantae. That was her talking about, I'm playing chess, not checkers. Girl. Ugh. So Tambra left, and Latrice makes it clear. She asked if the ladies want Tambra out, because she was like, listen, just to be clear, so do you ladies want Tambra out because she doesn't want to share anything? And I don't even think we got an answer on that. But then Carrie said, just out of left field, okay, this just threw me off, because Carrie said that her husband told her in the midst of pillow talk that somebody said that Mike got a possible oopsie baby. Okay. Selena was like, baby, if there is a oopsie baby, any sort, there will be no wedding, there will be no relationship, and this was to be continued. And I'm telling you this now, off rip, Letitia is going to get cussed out for having to sit down with Tambra and bringing Shantae. Off rip, you didn't have a reason. You've known Tambra, I guess, since season 1 and maybe a little longer than that. So you should have had the respect to actually had a one-on-one conversation with her, but you can't. So apparently Shantae has some tea. This the sneak snake shit that you do all the time. I really tried, y'all. I really tried. But I can't even apologize. Letitia is a grimy bitch. And you're going to start with Tambra. You want the collective how you want it. That's why you cried and manipulated your way back in Latrice's face. Because you know, that's why you did that. That is what Glendale does to you, and this is what you try to do to the women. Girl, you hoes is pissing me off. But that goes to show you that this shit is good this season, okay? Y'all bringing it, all right? Also, I still need to bring y'all the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, as well as episode 1 of Beauty in Black. So this is going to be a late one. Expect those videos. And this is your girl Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself. Y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.